Hello everyone, hope you're well. Happy Monday. Welcome to our next snippet, which is snippet 29. And I'm going to be using my Elongated Hearts stencil and my twisting and turning stencil. So 157 and 156. So we use the same size card, 4 by 6. And what I've done is I've just taped a very narrow border with low tack tape. And I've put a piece of low tack tape across here to sort of leave a slight gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Elongated Hearts. And it's got the low tack tape across this area here as well. So I'm going to use the Elongated Heart, and I'm going to use a brush just to give me a finer application of colour. And I'm going to use Blueprint Sketch. So I'm going to take my brush and apply a good layer of the Blueprint Sketch. And what I've forgotten is you need to make sure, let's just grab some copy paper so that we've got that, just so that we mask off areas that, let's move this, so that we mask off those areas here, just so that we don't touch those areas there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of low tack tape. Let's just add a little bit of low tack tape, just so that we don't add those hearts either, because I just want the heart. There we go, that I'm just applying here. So what I'm going to do is place that there, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the colour, just going around the heart. And because I'm using one of these makeup brushes or whatever brushes you like to use, I'm just using a very light touch. So a very light touch to the stenciling, just to mark out my heart. And then what I'm going to do is place the twisting and turning stencil just over the top. And this time I'm going to add a little bit more ink just to my brush, and then I can just add the twisting and turning stencil over the top, just so that it gives me that beautiful heart, but with the stencil detail in the centre, just so that we've got that in there. And then what I'm going to do is just grab a piece of cut and dry foam, just so I can apply a little bit of darkness just to the edges of the heart, just so that it gives me a little bit of darkness to the edges, just to give me a little bit more definition, because that ink from the cut and dry foam will apply richer and deeper with the cut and dry foam. So what you can see then, when you can't pick up the stencil, is you'll then have the heart on your project. So what I'm going to do is just use a little bit of the ink just to go around the edges of my card. And I've got a little bit of low tack tape just around the edges, just to apply that around the edges. And then I'm just going to go just where I've added the low tack tape. And it's just adding the colour very subtly. So then I can remove the low tack tape from the centre area, like so. And then I've got my space for adding my sentiment, should I wish. So just remove your low tack tape from around the edges. And you can see I hardly added any ink, but you can see that ink quite clearly just around the edge. Let's just get rid of that because it's just everywhere. And then just going to wipe my hands a little bit, just because it's important that we wipe those hands. And then what I've done is I've used this stencil, my Undergrowth stencil 162, and I've just coloured, let's move this out the way, I've just added black VersaFine Clair here through my stencil. So I've used the black VersaFine Clair and just taken this bird here. And then what I've done is cut that little bird out, just so that it looks like this, so that you've got that bird. But we won't add that just yet. So what I'm going to do then is just add a little touch of stamping with my Morning Mist VersaFine Clair. So we'll just add a little bit of stamping here and there, just to my project. And I'm just sort of going to kiss that, just so that, I'm not going to kiss it personally, but you know, I'm just using the kiss technique where it just touches the card just slightly in places. So you just add that sort of delicately, like so. So you just add the detail, just so it gives a little bit of the text. So you can just add little tiny bits, or you can add as much or as little as you want. You can just add tiny bits just to give it a little bit of detail. And the grey doesn't detract from the blue too much. What I'm going to do then is take my black ink and add a sentiment. And I'm going to use my Bright Dawn because it's got a beautiful sentiment on there, which is create your own story. And I think with the snippets, we are creating our own story in a way, which works rather beautifully. We're just creating our own story each time. Let's make sure we use the right VersaFine Clair. And just add your sentiment just where you've left that gap for the heart, just so you can see you've got create your own story. I'm then going to add my little bird just here, just to give an added little extra to my design. Obviously, what you have to remember here is I am giving you snippets of ideas that you can then take further should you wish. The idea is that you can take them further as much as you like. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of Posca pen, because I like the Posca pen, just to give a little bit more brightness. Now, try not to get that Posca pen so that you can't read your sentiments. Having a little splatter here and there on your sentiment is fine, as long as you can still read it or understand, you know, where you are going. And then got a little bit of my washi, which is washi hash 44, and it's a round. And I just love the fact it's got some little words on there. I like using parts of washi as well, and it's just got that. It's funny because that was just resting on my desk and I saw the word beauty and I thought, you know, that's just perfect, and it was just lying on my desk. And look, you've got the word heart on there, hugs, and unique and plant. So let's have the word unique. I don't waste any of the washi, but sometimes I do like adding just little touches. Just to my design, just so you can see that. And sometimes less is more. You sometimes don't want to do too much to your design. And it's funny, isn't it? Because you could go round with a black pen, but I quite like it as it is. I don't want to sort of add the black pen around the heart, because I like the black that I've got. I've got quite a nice balance, and I don't want to add the black around the heart. That's just me personally at the moment. I quite like the simplicity of that, the fact that it isn't too much. I mean, you could, I've got the little tiny birds here. How many minutes have we got? But you could take one of the tiny birds. Where's my black? Let's just colour this. But for me, it is finished. But you could add one of your little tiny birds. You see, I could go further and further with this if I wanted, but that is not what the snippets are about. But, you know, you could add florals, you could add... What these snippets are meant to do is inspire you to take it further. You know, you could, while it's masked off, you could add little flowers and everything. But, yes, you see, this is why creating something always inspires me to do other things. And that's what I'm hoping the snippets do for you. So I'm going to add a little bird here, like so. And we've used the stencils beautifully, and it works really nicely. Let's just add a couple of little splatters just to that bird so that it feels part of the design and not disjointed. And that is your snippet 29. So we've done 27, 28, which if we bring these in, these were our coloured ones. That's 27, that's 28. And this is snippet 29. And I just love how it's come out. It's simple, but it's classy. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you all soon. Love to all. Bye for now.